All right, moving on to this next story right here. Let me get it pulled up. A little bit of entertainment news on this show. We're not all politics on this one, even though probably ought to be with everything going on. But do want to mention this one because I am an internationally award-winning filmmaker. I don't say that very much because I do feel like it's very self-serving, and I'm not into all that. But I'm only that way because I've worked with some amazing people. So I will shine a light on those guys. Those guys, the folks I've worked with have been amazing. So it's not just me. So I guess I can throw that out there, right? Without sounding too braggy and stuff, right? But I am in the entertainment world. I love it for what it is, being an outlet for art. I love being artistic. My daughter loves to draw. She wants to do some artistic stuff. I'm obviously artistic. I love it. I think it's great. I love all kinds of art. Comedy. Man, comedy is great. Comedy is good. I need comedy in my life. I want comedy to be like it used to be. People, their sides hurting, they're laughing so hard. If you go watch a comedy special now, and I got burned in my comments for this, but if you go watch a comedy special now, it's more preaching and more applause than it is laughter. That's not what comedy is. Comedy is about stirring up the laughter. Now, you can get some of that other stuff in there, but it's more of a lecture than it is comedy. I miss comedy being comedy. You know what I'm saying? I miss comedy being comedy like I miss men being men and women being women. Can we get back to it, please? All right, so here's this story. The 2025 Oscars are looking for a host. John Mulaney, Steve Martin, and Jimmy Kimmel aren't interested. Who will host the 97th Academy Awards? Not these comedians, they say. So here's the thing. I think John Mulaney is funny. He has a very dry delivery on stuff that doesn't sit well with a lot of people. I think it goes over a lot of people's heads. They don't appreciate that comedy. I do actually appreciate it quite a bit. But even sometimes I'm like, he's a little hit and miss with me. Steve Martin, if they had Steve Martin come and host, I think Steve Martin would add a sense of classic comedy. Even though I never thought Steve Martin was all that funny, to be fair. That's just me. I'm sure I'll get a little bit of hate in the comments. Never really thought Steve Martin was all that funny. I thought he was a good comedic actor. But as far as like any of his stand-up goes, or anytime he was doing stuff like this, like hosting or whatnot, and he had to be comedic, it wasn't all that great. I mean, you were just counting down the seconds until he busted out the banjo and did his song or whatever. But never really thought Steve Martin was all that funny. But he is a classic throwback, if you will, to a better time in comedy, TV, and entertainment. Now, Jimmy Kimmel, on the other hand, well, he's a little bitch. I don't like him. 2 or 3, I think, segments I've done over him. I can't remember. You can go back on my channel and look, but I think I've done like 2 or 3 shows or segments on Jimmy Kimmel, and they were both very highly viewed and not well received. His audience, ooh, boy, I tell you, his audience came out in the comment section big time, supported him, hated me, tore me to shreds. But the thing that they forgot is their words mean nothing to me because I know who they support. I know who they're behind. So, come at me, bro. But I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel would have been a terrible host. Everyone is tired of Jimmy Kimmel. Here's what I think. I think these guys need to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to do an award show. Yeah, you need a good host, but you need a better award show. We need a reason to watch. We've gotten to a point now that these guys are coming. I'm going to go right here. Sorry. We got to a point now. Again, I'm a filmmaker. It has been my dream for years to get to a point where I can walk on a stage, and win an award. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oscar goes to Chris Hall. How awesome would that be? I've put myself to sleep at night with that thought in my head. And, over time, it has meant less and less to me for two reasons. One, because I see who gets these awards, what they've accomplished, what they've done, and I don't know how they get the awards. I really don't. And then the other reason is, as much as it would have been an honor back in the day, I don't care for it as much anymore. I'm really more excited about just making the art. I want the fans to enjoy it. So if you make a film and the fans really enjoy it and you never win an award, to me, you've been more successful than someone who's got a shelf full of these awards. Now I've got I've got a few physical awards and some certificates, and if you go to my website for my filmmaking, you'll see all these, laurels on there for all the different awards we've won and recognitions we've gotten, interviews we've done, stuff like that. So it's all well and good, but it's all small film festivals where, legit fans, people, just everyday normal people, have voiced that they enjoyed what we did. And to me, that means significantly more. So to the Oscars, it doesn't matter, and I'll save you guys from having to read all this crap and have to look at Jimmy Kimmel anymore. But to me, Hollywood has been so out of touch for so long, and the award shows are a prime example. They are picking the wokest of hosts. They are having the wokest of presenters out there, and all of them had the same thing: Trump bad, Biden great, free health, all the talking points of the DNC base. This is basically DNC every award show. And Trump bad. I mean, of course, that's the main talking point of the DNC, it seems like, but Trump bad, Orange Man bad, I want to punch Nazis bad. And we're just sick and tired of it. Even if you agree with them, I would think at this point you're kind of like, dude, it's run its course. Let's move on to something else. At least I would be. I'm a conservative Christian guy, filmmaker, and I don't want to make movies about that all the time. I like making controversial stuff. I like stuff that entertains everyone. But they've picked their sides, and they picked their audience, and they push the other ones away. So to answer the question about who should host, who gives a damn? I don't even know if they need the Oscars anymore. It ain't nothing but a bunch of rich celebs that have probably been to Epstein Island, patting each other on the back for a job well done at creating some stuff most of us have probably never even seen.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this clip from the Morning Mayhem. Remember, this is just a portion of the full show that comes out every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you hadn't already, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the full shows or these tasty little nuggets.